2017 has been an amazing year for indie games. We've had Edmund release Afterbirth Plus and The End Is Nigh. Dead Cells and Oxygen Not Included hit early access and stole our hearts. RimWorld frustrated and fascinated us. I was overjoyed to be part of Slime Son. Overcooked taught us who our real friends were, and who can forget Hollow Knight? I know I never will. With such an amazing lineup for the first half of 2017, my Steam library has grown and my free time has shrunk. The later half of 2017 has some very large shoes to fill, and these are just some of the indie games that have been on my radar and are releasing at some point during the rest of the year. Please note, there are a ton of indie games that get released these days. This list is not complete or concisive by any means. I may have missed a game or two, but let me know in the comments as to what you're looking forward to play. As well, all games in this video had a 2017 release date or release window at the time of this recording. It is very possible that they may have been delayed into 2018 or further. As always, this is just my opinion and should not be taken seriously. P.S. This is not a top 10 list, and the order does not denote the level of excitement I have. I just needed to put them in the video somehow. Children of Morta is a hack-and-slash roguelike with a heavy narrative. There will be 6 main characters to play as, all with unique builds and their own quests. As well, a majority of the game will be procedurally generated from the mountains to the dungeons, to the windows to the walls. I'm not sure if we'll get the standard roguelike tropes like permadeath, but we'll have to wait and see. Mix it all with a stylish pixel atmosphere and you'll get a game that mixes Diablo, Zelda, and The Binding of Isaac. Being developed by Dead Mage, a small team that previously released Shadowblade, Epic of Kings, and others, I have high hopes for this game, and I'm really hoping that Dead Mage delivers. Children of Morta is expected to release in Q4 2017 on Steam. Well, you all saw this one coming. Studio MDHR has some very big expectations ahead of them. In development since 2014, CUPHEAD has seen its ups and downs, to say the least. They finally announced a release date, which is September 29th, 2017, during the Microsoft E3 presser, and a lot of people are heavily anticipating this game. The game styles itself after 1930s cartoons and has some very cool graphics. That being said, they do need to deliver a solid game behind the looks, and I'm not sure if they will deliver. I'm still looking forward to the game, if not at least to just play it for myself. Look for this one on Xbox One and Steam. Truth be told, the first NIDHOGG went under the radar for me, and I didn't play it initially, and I wasn't really compelled to either. That was until I tried it at a friend's house and I saw what the game is really about. A team of 3 is behind MESSOF, and they are stepping up their game, literally, in NIDHOGG 2. Not only is the game getting a massive graphical increase, it's getting new gameplay elements and proper gore. NIDHOGG 2 is releasing at the very end of 2017 on Steam, and will be making players both laugh and cry when it releases. In the pixel game scene, there seems to be a new generation of graphics happening. No more is a zoomed in pixel look the standard, and neither is a limited color palette. As of now, EITER is one of the best looking pixel games I've ever seen. If you've ever been to r/pixelart and thought, wow, that would be a cool game, well, EITER is basically that. As you can see, the exaggerated characters really give the game a unique look. I think it works amazingly. The gameplay appears to be a Dark Souls meets Shadow of the Colossus kind of game, and it looks hard as shit. Enemy Entertainment out of the UK has delayed the game to the release of 2017, as originally it was supposed to be out in 2016, but that's fine. Devolver is also publishing the game, and it's one of the most anticipated indie games I have on my radar. Trust me on this, EITER is posed to be one of the best 2017 indie games released, period. Bastion, good. Transistor, good. PYRE, developed by Supergiant, who at this point has an almost god-tier level status in the indie scene, is their first entry into the RPG genre. Narrative and atmosphere has always been amazing in Supergiant's game, and this one is poised to be Supergiant's largest risk and largest game yet. One aspect that really has me interested is that PYRE has no game overs, opting for the story to continue no matter what. The game looks great, the game's soundtrack sounds great, I just want to play it. Check out PYRE on Steam and PS4, July 25th, 2017. Knights and Bikes had a pretty successful Kickstarter, getting about 126,000 pounds of their asking 100,000. It is a hand-painted art-style game set in the 1980s in a fictional British Isle. It looks like a very good narrative adventure game with the Metroidvania elements inspired by the Goonies and Earthbound. The developers were involved in games like Little Big Planet, Tearaway, and Ratchet & Clank, all of which I love. Aside from the hand-painted feel of the game, what really has me excited for this one is the story. It looks like it's going to be a coming-of-age adventure filled with quirky characters and ridiculous scenarios, plus a swan. Expected late 2017, watch for Knights and Bikes on PS4 and Steam.
I was like, what? When the mind stopped practicing the ukulele? Waste of talent if you ask me, but...
Finally, we're here.
I love weird games, especially ones with childlike atmospheres. Figment is an action game in the same gameplay sphere as Bastion. The developers have stated that Figment will be a musical action adventure, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but it has me excited. The music, which they have said is impacted by your exploration of the world, sounds great, but I'm a little hesitant of how that will actually work. There appears to be numerous puzzles in the game, and I'm hoping that they put as much effort into them as they have the looks of the game. Developed by BEDTIME Digital Games, who are from Denmark, this small team has a lot of expectations for me to meet, and I'm thinking that they will. Releasing on Steam, PS4, and Xbox One in the summer of 2017, I'll be picking this one up day one.
Hold on, I might be far away, but I know I will see you again. But I know I will see you again.
In Donut Country, you play a hole. That's the core gameplay element, and I love it. It's obviously inspired by Katamari Damacy and Nobu Nobu Boy, and it looks like it's done pretty well. Created by Ben Esposito, a level designer from The Unfinished Swan, which is also an amazing game, Donut Country is a puzzle adventure game where you put things into your hole and spit them back out, interacting with the objects, environments around you. I'm not sure how long the game will actually be. I've heard it may only be a few hours long, but if the game is a great experience, I'm not too concerned about its length. I care more about quality over quantity. Releasing on Steam and iOS sometime in 2017. Another Devolver published game, Crossing Souls, is a game that has been on my radar since the first time I saw it at the awesome indie showcase at Sony's 2015 E3 presser. It is another indie game taking heavy inspiration from the 80s, and it does remind me of a PG-rated heavy metal with its animated style cutscenes. Basically, Crossing Souls feels like the Stranger Things of indie games. This is another coming-of-age game with action and adventure and RPG elements. You can control 5 characters with different abilities, and the game flips from traditional hand-drawn animation cutscenes back to pixel art. The music is classic 80s synth, and in watching some gameplay, it feels like each area is well thought out with how the music plays into the world. All this, and mix in adult themes with one badass dragon, and you have a game that I'm excited to play. Crossing Souls does not have a release date listed, but pending any delays, expect this one sometime this year. If we're talking 2017 indie games, I would be remiss to exclude Pray for the Gods. Coming out in December 2017, Pray for the Gods has probably the largest hype train on this list. No matter, the studio behind the game received nearly double their $300,000 goal on Kickstarter, and it will be ported to the PS4 and Xbox One because of that. Pray for the Gods is absolutely gorgeous from both the graphics, gameplay feel, and environments. You start out on a frozen island with no items, gear, just your wits and your survival skills. Include a dynamic weather system that looks to intentionally screw over the player and throw in an absolutely massive environment with enormous monsters to overcome, and you have a game that could rival Skyrim. It would be ironic if Pray for the Gods did release the next high fantasy open world masterpiece that we were all expecting Bethesda to announce, especially considering the copyright claims that No Matter had to deal with. Look for Pray to the Gods. I know I will. Well, that's it. These are some of the games that I am most looking forward to playing for the rest of the year. I'm really looking forward to the variety of indie games that are coming, and I can't wait to play them all. These games are very representative of why I love the indie scene, and the passion and risks pour out in each of these games. There is no safe game in independent development, and I think that's what draws me to them. If this is a little bit of an insight as to what 2018 has to bring, it will be another amazing year of indie games. Again, I may have missed a game, please let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like what you saw, feel free to give me a like and a sub. It means the world to me. Peace out.